If you've ever said, I can't have this because of X, Y, and Z, then this video is for you. I know that a circumstance feels like this big scary wall that stands between you and your manifestation. It's so clouded that you can't even fully picture your manifestation. But what if I told you that this wall is built out of nothing but a dark and scary cloud, and that you can walk through it and actually get your manifestation? I believe that you deserve to finally understand that those circumstances aren't cement walls, and that you get to treat them differently, in a way that actually benefits you, instead of making you feel so small.
This feels real, but it's not.
I promise you that by the end of this video, you will have the clarity you're searching for every time your circumstances make you feel powerless. You'll be able to see them for what they are. And this knowledge that I'll instill in you will transform you into a powerful manifester.
When you understand what circumstances actually are, they won't stand between you and your manifestation.
So lean back and open your mind. We're not here for the surface level stuff. We are here to rewire our brains to actually get what we want.
What circumstances actually are.
We're not going to walk on eggshells. We are confronting the circumstance directly. Bring your circumstance to your mind's eye. What is this enormous obstacle? What is the reason you don't have what you want right now? Is it complicated? Is it messy? Does it feel like this big ball of fire that you don't even want to come near? Now take a breath and listen closely. What we call a circumstance is an accumulation of microevidence.
A circumstance is an accumulation of microevidence.
The scary fireball is a messy bundle of little proofs your brain has created to confirm the beliefs you already hold. They feel massive and solid because your brain starts with one building block of microevidence, stacks another one on top, and another one, and another one, until you see this huge tower in front of you that feels so undeniable and in your face. But the tower has no substance. It has no purpose other than reinforcing your beliefs. Circumstances are not here to declare the absolute, set in stone, black and white truth of the world in your life. They simply say, look, this is what you believe. They're not saying, I'm here to say you have no choice but to believe me. That's just what it feels like. It's an emotional reality, but not an actual fact.
Circumstances are created by your brain to confirm your beliefs.
You only fear those obstacles when you subscribe to the idea that they were obstacles placed onto your path to make it a little spicy and difficult to get what you want. But that was never their purpose in the first place. Circumstances are not obstacles. They are not here to be feared.
Microevidence equals fake proof.
I know that's already a lot of information, but just keep in mind for now that circumstances are created in the brain. They are your brain's output, and because of that, they're not a threat. They're smoke and mirrors. Circumstances are not truth. They're just reinforcement. We threw in the term microevidence and talked about how your brain creates this evidence to back up the beliefs you hold. Well, this is how it works. When you believe something, let's say you feel unworthy, your brain first of all sees everything through this filter that is biased towards this belief. Your brain sees through rose-colored glasses, except it's not in love with you. It's in love with this belief. It's obsessed with your conviction that you're unworthy. It will take how people treat you, and its job is literally to make it mean that you are unworthy.
Your beliefs are filters that shape your perception.
Your friend left you on red. Well, maybe they were just busy. No, you're unworthy. Throw that into the pile. Your boyfriend didn't notice your new hairstyle. Maybe he doesn't care because he thinks you're beautiful either way. Nope, you're unworthy. Throw that into the pile. Repeat that 50 times. Repeat it for everything you experience. Everything will get run through this filter before you even get to see what the situation actually is.
So this is your brain's process when it's creating a circumstance. It takes the experience. Then it asks, what does it have to look like so that it confirms what is familiar to me. And that answer is the circumstance.
You'll never see it for what it really is. What it really is before it got turned into the evidence for the belief you hold. And there we have our scary, messy bundle of microevidence. Except that we can now see right through it. It's not frightening anymore because we know exactly how it got this messy. A circumstance is an accumulation of microevidence. It's not truth, but reinforcement of our current beliefs.
Your brain's reality filter.
This filter, the rose-colored glasses your brain puts on, it's called the reticular activating system, short RAS. Your reticular activating system filters your reality based on your beliefs. We're learning that our brain is biased and by no means showing us the cold hard truth. The way your brain operates is actually confirmation bias on autopilot. Confirmation bias simply means that your brain is biased to confirm what you already believe. Your brain is on a 24-hour mission to confirm the beliefs you hold.
Confirmation bias is your brain's obsession with proving to you that your beliefs are right.
So no, it's not your fault that you want to manifest one thing, but keep seeing evidence of its opposite. It does mean that surface level manifestation is not working for you, and that's okay, because you are in the right place to learn how to rewire to actually get what you want. Your brain is not showing you what's real. It's showing you what it's programmed to expect. The reticular activating system is the bouncer at the club. If your belief isn't on the guest list, it won't let it in. Okay, I know where that circumstance comes from, but I don't fully understand why it's not supposed to have any meaning. Fair enough, let me elaborate.
The loop isn't destiny.
What if I told you that you've never seen your real life, only your brain's rerun? Circumstances are the output of a belief loop. They are the finished product. The reason they feel so scary to you is because you see them as this story that is playing out without your permission. And it will just keep playing out further and further. I'm talking Meant to Be Broke Part 1, Meant to Be Broke Part 2. Stay tuned for Part 3. You don't know what happens in Part 3, but you won't get wealthy for sure. No, your circumstances don't write their own story. They don't have this power of their own to keep growing and evolving. They are not an empty journal that has yet to be written in. When you are seeing circumstances as the reason as to why you can't get what you want, you're not facing some kind of truth. You're reliving your receipts. Receipts of purchases that you didn't even want to make. Actually, circumstances are boring. They are your brain's residue. They are a full journal about why your beliefs are true.
Your brain is living in the past, and it can't predict what's possible.
No life of their own whatsoever. No framework as to what's inevitably going to happen next. Are you really trying to predict the future right now based on a diary of a person who was tracking her calories? They tracked their calories and you're trying to make it mean that they won't get the love of their life? What a stupid example, you think? Well, your old story is just as irrelevant as this example. Circumstances couldn't possibly mean anything about what's possible. They're just the past echoes of what your brain has rehearsed. I want you to cut the idea out of your head that circumstances are somehow alive. Even the scariest of circumstances are dead copycats with no power whatsoever. Yes, this also applies to your circumstance, even though it doesn't feel that way because there are no exceptions. There is a reason we call the old story, and I want to make sure you truly understand what this means, once and for all.
Don't fight the output.
So your old story never, ever has power over you ever again. There's a reason we call it the old story, not the hard story. Not the true story, not the only story, just old. And old means outdated, no longer in charge, no longer relevant, unless you keep feeding it. Think about this. The old story was never your fault. It was an autopilot script your brain recorded while you were too young, too overwhelmed, or simply not self-aware enough to question it. It's a movie your brain kept replaying because it didn't have an alternative.
Your brain doesn't invent stories. It runs the scripts that you have fed it on autopilot.
But here's what matters now. When you keep identifying with your old story, your brain doesn't know, it's not relevant anymore. The RAS doesn't care about what's fair or wanted. It cares about what's familiar. So it looks for proof, and it finds it because it creates it. And that's how the cycle stays alive. Let's say your old story is, I'm always behind. Every time something delays you, or you feel uninspired, or unmotivated, or tired, your brain collects it. See, still behind. And every time you try to break the cycle, your brain whispers, but this is how it's always been. It's not cruel, it's just loyal. Loyal to what it thinks is true. But here's the truth. You're the one choosing whether the old story gets a sequel or if it ends here. Okay, circumstances don't mean anything. But how am I supposed to see them and treat them to get my manifestation? After all, they're still in my face. I know this sounds hard. You've been trained to fight the outer world. But the real battle is with a script you didn't even write. When you treat circumstances as something that you have to fight, you are trying to punch your own shadow. It doesn't matter that the shadow can't fight back. You can't win against it. This is surface level manifestation. You can protest against your circumstances all you want. You can look for quick fixes to heal the symptoms. But to actually get what you want, you have to rewire your brain. There's no way around it. Every moment, your brain is busy creating evidence of the beliefs you hold. That is something you can't prevent. The brain will always create microevidence to prove that your beliefs are right. And you can deal with the evidence however you want. You can get sad and disempowered if you treat them like the truth. You can even get angry at them because you know that they are a lie. The thing is that if you want actual changes, there is no way around the fact that you will have to go deeper. Because no matter how well you deal with the circumstance, it will keep being recreated until you give your brain new input to work with. You have to train your brain to accept the beliefs you want, so that it will stop creating the evidence that you don't want and start creating the evidence that you do want to see.
Change the input.
You don't fight circumstances. You figure out what belief your brain is creating evidence for. And instead of fighting your brain's output, you starve the old belief that caused the circumstance. Circumstances are not walls. They are filters. You change the input, you change the filter. And then new microevidence is created. And your brain will reshape from the inside out. I'll keep repeating it until I'm sure that it's drilled into your brain. Don't make the effort to micromanage, control, and change the output you perceive as a circumstance. It's your job to change the projector. So the projection is exactly what you want. And your brain's autopilot will work in your favor.
Stop fighting the natural output of your brain. Rewire your beliefs so that your brain's output will match what you want. Questions to rewire fast.
Now this is the part where you actually get to apply what you have just learned. I highly encourage you to do this. Because applied knowledge is power, and unapplied knowledge, that's just forgotten. To effectively reprogram your brain, you have to sit with these questions and really think them through. What is the new belief I want to feed my brain? What microevidence already exists to support that? How can I stop giving energy to the dying, unwanted belief?
So this is how you give your brain a new script that it can run on autopilot. You find a belief that matches what you want. Then you ask yourself, what already proves that this could be true already? And then your brain will continue this thought loop.
I'm currently working on a tool for you to effectively manifest by rewiring your brain. You do that by curating every detail of your desired identity. You'll be so clear on what you want that it's inevitable for you to receive your manifestation.
How easy manifesting is depends on how effectively you can rewire your brain. And that is all about asking the right questions to make the important changes.
It's called the 1% identity method. It will help you ask the right questions and build new neural pathways to pave the way that makes your manifestation come in effortlessly. So if you want to save yourself the stress of figuring it all out on your own, and invested energy into what actually matters and works instead, make sure to sign up for my waitlist. It's in the description box, so that you will be the first to know about when it launches.
You're not trapped.
Circumstances were never meant to matter. They were never the point. From now on, you'll stop reacting to the crazy, scary fireballs and realize it's just a bunch of meaningless papers, not a prediction of your future, but a track record of your past. And now, you've got the tool to shed light on your circumstances and walk through them with clarity to actually get what you want. By the way, I'm Leo. I've been studying manifestation for well over 7 years now, and I believe that everyone can manifest. If you're not manifesting successfully, it means that there are some mindset shifts that you have yet to learn about. And I'm here to help you with that. I post weekly deep dives and I promise you'll benefit from them. So make sure to subscribe to my channel.